Recently, Beth Moore has come out and railed against the church for being in bed with Trump and its idolatry to Trumpism. I cannot tell you how agonizing this is to me. I'm not in bed with Trump. I'm not in bed with Trumpism. I'm in bed with thou shalt not kill. Shall she join the witches, the worldwide movement of witches, cursing President Trump? Shall she add her curses to this man? Listen, throughout scriptures, Joseph was in bed with Pharaoh to bring forth justice. Daniel was in bed with Nebuchadnezzar to guard the promises of God. Throughout Elisha was in bed with Jehu, a very wicked king. God was in bed by the prophecies of Isaiah with Cyrus. Does not the church understand that God uses kings, very imperfect and sometimes wicked kings, to fulfill his own purposes? To think that literally Esther was literally in bed with the king for the purpose of reversing Haman's decree of destruction over the Jewish peoples. And would not God call his people to stand with a man to reverse Roe v. Wade and the murder of 61 million babies? It so grieves me that a woman will stand up like this and rail against the church. Listen, we are not Republicans or Democrats. We are, first of all, Christians. And thou shalt not kill is the foundational truth of the Bible. If you kill the imago Dei, the image of God, you are guilty of the shedding of innocent blood. And by the way, silence is complicit. I believe that in many ways, witches rose up in 2017 to curse President Trump. This is when I had that dream of an Esther movement that would stand against the demonic Nazgul, the witches. And I mobilized a gathering, but of women all over, mobilized women all over the world to fast and pray, to stand against the witchcraft. We gathered 30,000 women to the Rise Up movement in D.C. Did it break it? I just got a text today, and it grieves my heart. It's told me that there's coming a documentary called Witch, the Hex of the Patriarch, and it's boasting how witches rose up and removed President Trump by their hexes and their witchcraft. I don't know if that's true, but it makes me angry when the church basically, and people like Beth Moore, actually speak against this man and speak against what he stands for, while witches worldwide are cursing him. What are we doing? We have a gospel that's so ethereal, so heavenly minded, it basically gives our children to the devil. I'm telling you what, we've sold the world out, living for some kind of heavenly kingdom. I'm angry. And I think I'm rightfully angry when someone like this basically rails against the church when all they're trying to do is stand for the removal and the annulment of this covenant with death.